What's going on, everybody? This is episode 670 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And I was going to do a preview of this game on game day, but on game day, I am going to be out and about with the family. We're going to be doing some things. Got a really good weekend set up, so I may not be around completely for the Georgia Southern game, even the Falcons game, because I'm going to be out. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll probably be doing some commentary on my phone, so I'll probably give you a video through my phone, but I won't be here doing the episodes or the videos like I normally would. So be on the lookout for that content, just a heads up. So like I said, a good bit of things lined up for the weekend, but we're going to talk about Georgia Southern going to Ball State. The preview, Ball State is going to give the Georgia Southern Eagles a good bit of RPO. RPO is going to be on point. You know, I ain't going to say it's going to be on point like they're going to beat us with it, but you know it's coming. So they did it against Indiana State, and then that's just how it's going to be against us. So let's go ahead and get into this. If it's your first time here, welcome. I can be found on Anchor and Spotify, also on Apple and Google Podcasts. YouTube and Rumble is the avenue if you want to watch the show on your tablet, phone, TV, or whatever the case may be. Now, I highly recommend you guys to subscribe to one of the podcast avenues. Now, when I upload these podcasts, the podcast avenue usually has no issues going up. It usually be fine. Audio is great. You know, the quality is good. But for some reason, going through YouTube and Rumble, it sometimes it just does not work. And it's really weird. Like sometimes the audio be out, the visuals be out. Sometimes it takes forever to upload. So if you want the episodes right away, I highly recommend just go over there to one of the podcast avenues, subscribe over there. You can be your own program manager and listen at your own leisure. So I highly recommend that. I can be found on Twitter or X at VF Baller, and the podcast website is firstandframerates.com, firstandframerates.com. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Ball State, let me tell you, they beat Indiana State 45-7. They are going to pretty much have a little bit of confidence coming in. While they after a big win like that, even though it was against FCS opponent, hey, these guys are going to be in here ready to go. So I'm not really taking them lightly. Last season, even a matter of fact, a year, and I think it was like a year and a day from last year we played them, they almost beat us. We were down in the fourth quarter. You know, we ended up, I think we outscored them 14-3 to actually win the game. So we got to be very careful when it comes to playing this team. Now we're going up to Muncie, Indiana. Our defense is better. I will admit to that. But even though that our team is defense is better, that doesn't mean that these guys can't get the best of us. So we have to be very careful. When you look at this team from last week, they won, like I said, 45-7, scored 28 points in the fourth quarter, and it looked like it was a fairly balanced attack. I mean, they only threw for 137. Their running back, Marquez Cooper, had 177 yards. Now, you saw what happened against us when we played the Citadel. The Citadel ran the ball on us very good, but I think we kind of did a few things to stop Wisconsin. We didn't let them get off as much, but obviously with UAB, we stuffed them really good in the run game. Hopefully we can get that back to where we can stop it, because the RPO is going to be a situation where they can stretch us out. The offensive lineman can show pass but do run, or vice versa. So I'm not too concerned with the receivers. Not the receiver, but the secondary. I think the secondary is going to be fine against Ball State, even though their passing game is actually okay. But I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. We need to find a way to clamp down on the RPO. If we can find a way to show them that no matter what they do, they're not going to run the ball on us, force them to pass, and that's going to get them in a situation that they don't want to be in. They don't want to get in a shootout with our offense. Our offense is very good. And so if we are able to go in and clamp that down, we should be fine. But that doesn't mean that the RPO won't be stopped, in a sense like they won't stop running it. Even though that the running game won't be effective, or hopefully it won't be effective, they're still going to try it, because you got to understand it's run pass option. So they'll probably still try to pass the ball on quick slants. The linebackers need to be alert because they could cheat up, slant pass right over the top, over the linebackers in front of the safeties, and they can get some yards that way. So we gotta have a little balance with Kaji Jackson and others finding a way to play that area very, very just be very alert, very instinctive of what they see, not necessarily going after and being aggressive, because those type of things are the reasons why we can't get gashed on the RPO. Now, as far as Georgia Southern, what they need to do. Now, I don't know if Jalen White's going to be playing. I know they took him out of the game at Wisconsin for precautions, knee injury from last year. He's been looking pretty good so far this season. Maybe he'll be back for the game against Ball State. You still got O.J. Arnold and Terrence Gibbs. You won't go wrong with any of the running backs we have. We think we have like 4 that's actually pretty good. So we're not going to be at a loss there. Now, Derwin Burgess did a very good job against this team last year. I think he had like 130-something yards against the Ball State last year. So look for him to start to get off on them as well. Also, you have also when you turn around and you have the other players, Anthony Quealy, J.J. McCaffrey. You also have the other tight end, Keaton Upshaw. You got a lot of weapons on this team. And, I didn't even talk about Caleb Hood yet. I mean, you have a lot of weapons here to where it can overwhelm Ball State. This is not necessarily like last year. Last year we were still trying to find our way with the weapons that we had. And for the most part, we had we still had a handful of them, like Caleb Hood, Derwin Burgess, and Amari Jones. Now you're adding like 3 or 4 more people on. I think Sam Kennison even played in that game. I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong. I think he was injured by then. But you still have a lot of weapons. I think I got like 3 or 4 more guys that can go out there and catch the ball. And you got to understand, O.J. Arnold, he didn't play as much last year. He's going to be in a more effective role. And he didn't play much against Ball State last year, but he's going to be in a more effective role. Watch out for Jet Thompson as well. Katie Dorsey even played a little bit. I don't know. I think Marcus Sanders will probably. You got a lot of guys. Davis Brin has maybe like 7 or 8 weapons to throw the ball to. So this could be a problem, a nightmare for Ball State. I think right now we're 8.5 point favorites. That did stretch from 6.5 or 6 early in the week, and I think I'll take that. I don't think Ball State can really hang with Georgia Southern with all things considered. Like I said, all we need to do is really keep the ball away from them and not let them run the RPO 2 the way that they want to. Because if they can get off on that, they're probably going to try to keep it away from us and keep it a long day, make it a long day. So I think our defense is much better than last season. So even last season, we only gave up 23 points to them. And if you know anything about Georgia Southern's, defense last year, it was not that good. So it was something left to be desired. So I feel like at the end of the day, we should be all right. Davis Brin should have another 300-plus yard game. He had 383 against Wisconsin. I feel like he could possibly go for maybe even 400 if he had 383 against Wisconsin. The main thing is, one thing we do need to talk about before I get out of here, he cannot throw interceptions. You may get away with 1 in this game, but you can't have more than 1. You don't want to give Ball State that much confidence to think they can run their offense after the defense keeps giving them the ball. So with that being said, Davis Brin, if he has a solid game, if he has a solid game, we're going to be in good shape. If he has a phenomenal game, like throw over up to 383 like he did last time, man, we should win this game probably by 21, 28 points. Because I just don't see them trying to keep up with us. I will be extremely surprised if they keep up with us throughout this game, because don't get me wrong, UAB did their best, but we gave UAB too many opportunities, and that wasn't necessarily a turnover situation. We just kept giving them the ball in certain situations when we had penalties that could have held them back. But I don't see that happening this time now. I see Georgia Southern actually getting in here and making some things happen. We're going to walk away with a victory, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that because I'm biased. I'm saying that because I just don't think Ball State has the horses to keep up with this air raid passing attack and then we can mix up with the run that the offense has. And I think the defense is much better than last year. So if they was able to put up 23 points with the running back they had last year, he's not at UCLA. Even if they have a they don't have him, so that's a loss. And our defense just basically got ramped up. I mean, we got like 3 or 4 guys on there that are just balling out. I mean, they got the kid from Wingate. I mean, what can you say about him? I mean, my God, dude is not playing around. So when you have these new guys, new faces that are on the defense, TJ Smith, you got these guys coming in, ready to make a play. It's going to be really interesting to see how well we keep things up, against this team. I think, like I said, we could really make it a long day for Ball State. So that's the way I see it going. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think that I'm tripping? You think I don't know what I'm talking about? Do you think that Georgia Southern could actually steamroll this team? I think it's going to be a solid game, but I think Georgia Southern just going to handle business. We end up winning this game, kind of similar to the points that Wisconsin had against us, 35-14. I can see that 33-10, or hell, I even get it to be a little bit more modest. I can say 28-17 or something like that. I can see that. So let me know what you guys think. I could be found on YouTube and Rumble. I highly recommend you guys to go over to the Podcast Avenue side. Go over there and subscribe to the channels. Or subscribe to the podcast. The podcast gets out a little bit quicker. It's easier. I think it's more convenient than the YouTube and Rumble side. But if you're over on YouTube and Rumble, I'm still going to try my best to make sure the quality is up to par. And I definitely will talk to you guys pretty much throughout the weekend. I'll be here, but I won't be in studio. So I'll see you guys then. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.